Once a generation, maybe only a handful of times per century, we are blessed with watching a truly epic Total War struggle, where monsters and men clash, the grounds shake, and the heavens quake as gods and titans battle for supremacy. Majestic troop movement, impeccable micromanagement, and army builds beyond reproach demonstrate the skill and the beauty inherent in warfare. Artistry in motion. This is not that kind of battle. It's a train wreck. Dread it, run from it, destiny still arrives, and your destiny is to laugh and cry with me together as we make it through this incredibly entertaining Subcommanders battle. Was it an epic fail or an epic win? Up to you to decide. Now, this replay is recorded out of love. I saw the battle live. I wish I had cast it live, but I asked the players permission to roast them, and they acquiesced. They readily admitted they knew this battle was deserving of a steamy roast, and that's what they're gonna get. These are all players from my Discord in a lobby I organized. They are not particularly experienced in multiplayer. It's a 3v3, and it's Subcommanders, which means each player controls a contingent of a larger army. Whether that be the infantry, the monsters, the flyers, each player has a theme and a role they are assigned to, and they gotta work hand in hand with their teammates to take the field. Theme for this one was Warhammer rivalries, so Gelt vs Manfred, Empire vs Norska, Khalida vs Ark the Black in lieu of Queen Neffy, who we shall hopefully see in the flesh for Warhammer 3, could have gone Cetra, whatever. We're getting this thing started off with a bang, because the golems with the stank are coming in from the rear, giving it to those hex rays, raw and wriggling. What's Tatus, precious? What's Tatus, eh? Gonna get a rear charge into the hex race, and, well, we're gonna sit here for about 30 seconds before the hex race realize they're being attacked. In that time, they'll probably lose about 15 models or so. They will notice it eventually, which is good. It's good to notice when your units are attacked by enemy. And they're going to be cleaving each other in twain. Lots of trading here. Lots of blow for blow, but generally speaking, if you catch out Feasters in the Dusk in this situation, Hex Rays should bowl them over in about 2 charges. Instead, they're going to lose about a third of their unit just sitting there in combat. Finally, they'll decide to disengage and begin cycle charging. And there are some Empire Outriders nearby with grenade launchers. They'll come over and I think they'll fire a few volleys into the trees. So, a powerful start for the Empire Vampire Counts and Tomb Kings. A lot of mirror matches in this game, actually. 2 Tomb Kings players, 2 Vampire Counts players, and an Empire and a Norska player on opposing sides. One more cycle charge, gonna do some very decent damage to those Feasters in the Dusk, and I think if the Hex Rays disengage and get one more charge in, it should be enough to break them, or they could just shoot a couple more volleys with grenade launchers, and those Crypt Ghouls will probably crumble into oblivion. But it looks like the Knights of Blood Keep will take up the call as the Stir River Patrol fire in with their flaming arrows and suppression. A gorgeous charge, gonna completely bowl them over, and we got a little bit of undead on undead action. I don't think I've ever seen a Vampire Count mirror match before. We're gonna get some of that action today, which should be exciting, and yeah, the Crypt Ghoul ambush is not going to end up working out. There's Necrosphinx and other stuff nearby too, so probably was never gonna work out too well for them. Take a look at the builds here. There is a lot of gunpowder for the Empire, because that is the role they're playing. The artillery, the range. We're going to get an Overcast Invocation of Nehek, an AoE spell on 1 unit. That does not actually give you more healing. It will hit multiple units, but obviously the AoE will not be particularly useful when there's nothing else in the AoE. Pro tip. So, the Hellstorm rocket batteries are going to force some movement from the opposition. Neither side wanted to move or attack at the start. One of the players jumped into my Discord and asked me, who's supposed to advance here? Who's supposed to be doing stuff? I just told him, whoever's losing the artillery duel will probably have to move. And the Imperials definitely have the range advantage. Norska cannot say the same, so the side with the Mammoths gonna have to cross Toothgrass Hill and grab the high ground. Now, honestly, I think everyone secretly hates Marauder Horsemen after Game 1, after the meme was born, the ascendance of Surtha Ek and his all-chariot and Javcav armies, and so I think Norska has some latent loathing of his skirmishers, and he just says, I shall sacrifice you on the altar of the dark gods. Die for me. Die now. They're gonna get blasted by a net of Amtok, by a bone giant, by a steam tank, by everything. Even the Star River Patrol getting in there, just demolishing those skirmisher cav as they come in. And we're going to learn real early on that steam tank will kill, and it will kill hard. Bone Giant doing it too, hitting some skeleton chariots in the rear too. And the Blood Knights are going to zone them out. So already, one of the Marauder Horsemen units are going to shatter, other one down to half HP. Over here, there are some dire wolves chilling on top of the hill, and I think they wanted some pets from their skeleton spearmen. Man's best friend and all that. Kind of a weird relationship when your owner's literally bone, though. Not sure how that dynamic works, but them good boys getting some good scritches and going to doggo heaven in the process. Down past half their health. Bone Giant still firing across the beaten zone. Just got a good shot into some Ushabti Great Bows over there in the rear. Steam Tank still eviscerating those poor Marauder Horsemasters. And a Nut of Amontok will miss. Might have been trying to tie them all down so the Star River Patrol could move up and fire into them. But I don't know what they're attacking because they're just kind of running out into the nothingness of space there. And over here, this is a Galaxy Brain play. Think about it. You've got a 15-ton War Mammoth, the Soul Crusher, a lot of meat on them bones, a lot of HP, so it's the perfect meat shield, right? Send it into the enemy gun line and artillery fire, and it'll soak up all that damage, so your skeletons can make it in unscathed and undamaged, right? It's the perfect plan. Mammoth bulldozing right through the zombies, pulverizing them into paste, and this is a pretty cost-effective trade. Half HP on the Zombo Horde, half HP on the Oliphant. Hashtag worth it. Alright, over on this side, the Star River Patrol are running to go duel the skeleton chariots in melee. Great. That's exactly what you want to see out of them, right? Like, just get some really good volleys in with those suppression shots and then charge into melee. That's going to be awesome for them. Over here, Soul Crusher has not popped his damage resist. He is taking fire from the entire enemy army, and he is not going to be long for this world, my lord. Oh, Long Johnson. Oh, Don Piano. Why I eyes ya. Oh, live long Dale. The Luminarch of Hesh. The handguns, the artillery, the hammer of the witches, all of it, it's too much. One attack from the Sphinx of Usek, and Soul Crusher, who forgot to pop his 40% damage negation, is dead. He is gone. I'm shocked over here. I thought the Star River Patrol could take on the entire enemy army in melee combat. For some reason, it's not working out. I mean, that's a power move, like T-posing on the opposition. Here, have my archers. I don't need them. And you know what we haven't had yet? Some not-so-friendly fire. Can't see over the front ranks of my own men. So anyways, I just started blasting. Get out of my way, State Troops. Just seriously, what are you doing there? Get away! Explosions! Like Michael Bay explosions. And the front ranks are decimated, destroyed after that volley from the Hellstorm rocket battery. Star River Patrol are running. I think we'll probably see them. And over on this side, the Blood Knights and the Black Knights have committed to a bunch of Graveguard and are killing each other. Now, the Mammoths did get rid of that zombie unit. Well played. Nice. This one getting smacked in the flank by big, beamy death rays of light. And the Skin Wolves and Wolfric are going right up the center. And over here, looking like a... Oh, that was a final transmutation, I think, on the Skin Wolves. They got absolutely shish kebabbed on the way in. That was painful. Ouch. Ouch. Alright, so, more of the Narskins are blobbing up on the Dire Wolves. Gotta get rid of those meat shields first. And once those are gone, they'll slam into the front ranks of the Tomb Guard, it looks like. Or they could look to flank, but there are some Necrosphinxes and Kimrian War Sphinxes waiting. Miststalkers are in the back fighting a Terrorgeist and a Vargulf. And Soulblight going down on the Blood Knights and the Hex Race. Pretty good spell there. Here we go. Skin Wolves going right up the center. They smell boners, and they're going to get some good ones here with the Tomb Guard. Wolfric letting her rip with Seafang, and actually did a little bit less damage than I would have expected. That was a pretty nice wind spell. Didn't do a whole lot, but it was a nice idea. I mean, it did some damage, got a couple kills there. And front ranks are clashing now. Graveguard with great weapons into the Skeleton Spearmen, Necrosphinx, Sphinx of Usek, and the Kimrian War Sphinx bounding next to each other, fighting back to back. And those flaming blades are going to reap a terrible toll in and amongst these Skin Wolves. So, what's the best place for them to be? Somewhere far away from where they are now. There is not a unit in Warhammer 2, I don't think, that is more of a nightmare for either Werkin or Skin Wolves to deal with. Massive melee attack value, massive bonus for large, flaming, and magical attacks means it goes past the physical resist and deals 22% extra damage to you. I mean, it's tailor-made for just cutting werewolves apart. So, not so great for them, and they are feeling the effects of that already routing. But the Ark and the Black Forces arrayed on the hilltop, making it start look like D-Day pillboxes up there, man. They've got some powerful focus fire coming in and wrecking that Sphinx of Usek over here. Soul Blight is still down. They must have overcast that spell. It's been there forever. Cav grinding it out like skateboard P, sticking into CQB like a boss. Cycle charging is for nerds. There's lots of micro at this point, honestly. Battle lines are breaking down. Final Transmutation is going down. This battle's huge. Micro mistakes are bound to happen once it gets to this stage. Cav seems to be trading well, so let them do their thing. Hard to keep track of everything at once. Purple Son of Xerius is dropping on a bunch of Crypt Horrors and the Skellies, and Manfred, the man-child, running like the very whips of his daddy are behind him, because that is pretty much what is happening. Terrorgeist is hot on his heels. Another Purple Sun on the exact same spot. They really want whatever's in there dead. Those Skeleton Spearmen, those are some expensive Skellies. Gotta get rid of them. All the way back here, well, there are some Necro Serpents chilling. The Cropless Knights with halberds, I mean, they're Silver Chevron. They're gonna be saved for the late game. That is a calculated strategy, I am sure of it. When they finally come out, massive impacts coming their way. They're gonna murder stuff. Skin Wolves over here, well, they're ripping men in half as they are wont to do. Werewolves are pretty good at doing that. Rip their own skin, they rip enemy skin too. Giblets exploding, Hammer of the Witches is shut down, and the Stir River Patrol are finding themselves on the business end of those claws and jaws. Lore boner alert, Krell and Gotrek are dueling. A battle for the ages that is from the lore, and Gotrek just procced his own heal and just gave Krell a bunch of heals in place. That bug still hasn't been fixed. That bug's been around forever. If Gotrek gets his proc of his heal, that healing will go the way of whatever he's fighting too, which is crazy stupid. Krell just got a huge burst of HP from the same thing that saved Gotrek there. The Sphinx of Usek is milliseconds from crumbling at this point. No health left on him. Gonna get in there and kill, I think, like 2 more Skellies, and then he's out. He's just like, you know what? I'm gonna pop some Ambien. I need to go to sleep. I'll see you when I'm done with REM. Peace. So the Necro Sphinx is done. And you know what? Gotrek just beat up Krell. This is straight up happened in one of the Gotrek novels, the Gotrek and Felix novels. They fight against Krell, against the Black Axe. This time, looks like the handgun stole Gotrek's kill. I'm sure he's not too pleased about that one. I think Krell ends up almost killing him in the lore. Gets him with the Black Axe, which sends magical shards of evilness through your bloodstream that cut you up and can cause some serious wounds. Almost killed Gotrek in their duel, but didn't manage to. Vlad is like, oh yeah, I'm a part of this battle. I forgot I was here. He's coming out of the woods. Manfred's still being chased by the Terrorgeist. He's been doing loop-de-loops for the last 5 minutes. Vlad just cackling at him from the ground below, just laughing as he gets chased by a big scary bat. Ushabti summon coming in the rear, getting on top of the Ushabti Great Bows, and the, oh, that Casket of Souls. It's demolishing those handguns. Really good shot there. And I must say, Ark and the Black's forces have done a good job taking that hill and just firing down from above. They've done a lot of damage and killed a lot of the high-value targets for the Imperial side of things. And one more volley, if he switches targets, could finish off the other handgun unit. And that'd be a big swing. Big swing for the followers of Nagash. And somehow that War Shrine Mammoth, that giver of glory, is still alive after getting taken to Pound Town by the Luminarch of Hesh for the opening minutes of the battle. The Vlad von Karstein Blood Knights have done a good job clearing up the back line while the Casket of Souls continues to pound into the handguns that are routing. Should maybe think about switching to the ones that are not. The Vargulf is dead. Fat Bat is out of the picture. Oh, and we're gonna get a duel here. We're gonna get another epic duel. Ark in the Black is getting beaten on by Terrorgeist and Khalida. The War Shrine Mammoth went right for the Slayer, the most famous Slayer in all of Warhammer Fantasy. And this could be the death that, the follower of Grimnir has waited for so long. And he will indeed get it. I don't know whether to be happy or sad. Legendary Slayer is out of the picture too. War Shrine Mammoth continues to get slammed in the butthole by handgun fire, while Ark in the Black is face planting like your drunk uncle at the Super Bowl party. Just too much booze in that one. He needs a nap. Terrorgeist will give him one. And as Khalida serpentines her way through volleys of Boner Giant fire, Trinity dodging those missiles, they will miss her and instead friendly fire their own Ushabti great bows. Amazing. Dude, I told you, this is the best battle ever. It's just the best. I've never seen one like this. And finally, Necropolis Knights have been remembered. They were forgotten about for the first 14 minutes of the battle, but they're here now and they're coming in to make the difference. Manfred is in the rear summoning zombies on top of the Free Company and the handguns. And Manfred, with that sort of unholy power, he can carve his way through even the stoutest Imperial regiments. These guys, they will not have their heads for too much longer. Gonna just slice them all apart. What is left? I Dream of Steam Tanks is still alive. Varix Reavers and the Hex Race will not get their downhill charge bonus. Just kind of move in and dry hump the opposition, but one more charge should be enough to kill off the Skeleton Spearmen. And Khalida is dead to the Necropolis Knights with halberds of all things, so that ambush was very well executed, and they did in fact make a huge impact as they came out. They just killed the enemy lord, and they might need that if they want to win this. The bounce more is in favor of the Imperial side, but Manfred is still looking good. Vlad has never been more useless, my lord. He's just hidden in those woods the entire game and just kind of watched and enjoyed the show, the spectacle, and it has been a spectacle indeed. The Necropolis Knights now going into the Hex Race, and the Black Knights finishing off all this cavalry as the Casket of Souls fires in on those Chillgeists. That's a good target for them. Magical damage will get through those Hex Race right quick. Gelt is still alive. Werkin are still alive. The Werewolf's still alive. Manfred is in and amongst the Free Company militia, and now he needs to run. Ooh, that Terror guy's gonna bite a chunk out of that Hellsteed. Manfred needs to get out of there. Nice zombie summon to create some space, and he is running away. Skin Wolves are done. They're shattered. They're broken. We will not see them again. They're going to be used as target practice as they run from the battlefield. Handguns getting one more juicy volley in, it looks like, and will kill, actually, 2 more models on their way out. Silver bullets making their impact felt. Pretty sure silver is still the way to kill a Lycan in Warhammer. I seem to remember Brunner, the bounty hunter, using that in one of his short stories. Handguns are firing in on Manfred, Plague of Rust on him, and we've got to run it back from the end times. Balthazar Gelt looking for vengeance after that rather ignoble ending, and indeed he will get it. A final strike will see the unholy sword of power fall to the earth below. Casket of Souls will try to wreak vengeance on the handguns. The Plague of Rust and Gelt were too much for the Vampire Lord to deal with. Vlad is pretty happy to see Bald Fred fall from the skies, and that will be the game as the Bone Giant crumbles out of existence. Without their lord, without their leadership, they have nothing to keep them in this fight, and it is all over. Game, set, match. The Imperials and the Undead will take it against the Undead and Norska. Thank you guys for that show. It was glorious. It was a thing of beauty, and there were some hilarious moments, so that's what I like to see, man. Very enjoyable for sure. So many epic moments. What could be more epic than throwing a mammoth into the teeth of the enemy defense? Here, shoot it to death. I want to kill your zombies. Oh, it was great. It was so good. It was so good. The Miststalkers with a whopping 0 kills. Dude, the mammoth play was hilarious. He just forgot about them. He sent them in, he gave them an attack order, he forgot that he did so. He looked somewhere else, I guess microing his Marauder Horse Masters or something, and those mammoths went in and they just died. They were a great meat shield. Made sure those skeletons got in unscathed. You'll love to see it. The Hellstorm Rocket Battery, the Sunmaker, 113 kills, Steam Tank, killing quite a few themselves. The Casket of Souls, whew, that baby That artillery piece is brutal. Looking so good after Shadow of the Blade DLC. And some Blood Knights got some good kills in there. None of the Lords I don't think made like a huge impact on the game. In fact, I think all the Lords were not useless, but they weren't great. None of the Lords were great, but some of the monsters and units got a lot of kills. And again, very, very fun Subcommanders. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Any Pride, signing out for now.